This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Fancy buying something, sir?
You never look. I found this box in an abandoned...
Let's have a look.
I suppose...
Luck is a commodity round here.
About this package, it's not just...
I don't want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture.
Do you have any news of Nurse...
I guess what she does for people makes it all...
Barrett?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman.
Did you ever...
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean...
No one will ever know for sure.
Right then.
You again?
Have you recent news of Nurse...
She's doing good work. I saw her yesterday and told her she could call on me if she ever felt threatened. Do you know what I mean?
Goodbye. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
So,
I'm not...
do you remember when Barrett Lewis...
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you...
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise it.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess.
Have you any...
I don't believe in miracles.
Goodbye.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
You...
Goodbye. You... Goodbye for...
Hello.
Yeah.
How is Nurse...
I don't know what you told her, what kind of deal you made, but Dorothea seems less anxious recently. Thank you for that, Doc.
Goodbye. It's locked or it's locked.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Die, vermin! Fucking fast!
Good evening, sir. Leave me alone. All right. Avery, I leave you to care for my mother. I'm in no state to comfort her. This is despicable. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait.
boys. We've got one of them. This one's mine. Filthy fucking beast!
Good evening, sir. Leave me alone. All right. can't believe I'm doing this.
See that fancy clothes?
Good evening, Chris.
Shame.
What do you know?
2 girls I know went to the dispensary yesterday.
Goodbye.
Good evening, Doc.
Have you...
It appears the dispensary is now a major...
Good. Hello again. Very... Good and good. Have you...
Not at all.
I'll leave...
The walls of your home will not protect you.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Good evening, sir.
If you're here for a reward...
I'm not here for a bounty.
A doctor? In what?
Do you require a...
Not me, but your skills...
Since I took an...
Well, seen better days.
Infecting you is probably the...
What? You give me this for free?
Have you heard...
Not really.
Why am I...
Maybe it's because you lack faith.
It's unusual to see someone so...
Why should I be sad now?
That's an unusual way of seeing...
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man.
What is your business?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor.
I see.
Well, deals can be done.
I don't approve of your actions. What help could I...
That's simple. I already get good money from all those...
Mr. Bates, do not make...
I understand, Dr. Reed, you're from a good family.
If I were entering into the world of street...
So it's a no, then. That's too bad. The Reed...
Tell me, what's your...
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This...
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the...
You seem to have recovered well.
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around. Have you...
Not really.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the...
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
Goodbye.
I have this thirst for blood. It's locked. It's locked, all right. Mr.
Evening.
Have you heard anything about...
Not really.
Goodbye.
Good eve.
Have you any news on...
It seems her dispensary isn't so busy nowadays.
Goodbye. Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
Have you any news of Nurse Crane?
Not recent.
A gun?
Been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the wanderer.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu.
I could ask you the exact same question.
I heard what happened to Nurse Crane.
Everything was going well until you...
Maybe you should consider the bigger picture. We may...
So you put an end to the operation.
You seem to have a lot on...
I heard you are a famous surgeon.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane.
But what happened to her then? After you...
Tell me everything you know.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doc.
Are you living on this?
And why not? Those who believe they'll be safe.
What about your...
My house is always open to any poor...
Why are you...
I remember the night you came here and convinced me to open my...
What do you plan to...
I'm not sure. Strange men...
What kind?
Stories all Romanian children know. It was as if I was home again. Vampires, Mr.
You believe?
Yes, I am old and alone.
Goodbye. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle and I'll...
this!
Mother, why have you come here? This is proving far worse than I imagined. My mother would die if she were to see me in this state. I must wait. I have this thirst for blood. can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
And faded walls are all...
Good evening. Please show me. Of course. I have this thirst for blood.
I said stay away, sir!
I cannot. Enter. This is Braille. I need someone who can read this. It's locked.
It's an inch! Kill it!
I cannot enter. This is despicable. It's locked, all right. My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength. I can't believe I'm doing this.
What do you want? Somebody help! Who are you? What do you want? Somebody help!
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted...
They've lost their minds in the epidemic.
You seem to know a lot about...
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
It's locked, all right. Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. is despicable. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies.
And so this is why you're here.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so...
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
I cannot enter. This is despicable.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
It's Father Whitaker.
Have you recently...
If you propagate the devil...
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fit.
A laughing queen?
This epidemic is her feast.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth.
What? You... Good evening. Tobias Whitaker, confess why...
I have done what no one was ready to do.
You are just another heartless murderer.
No!
You're not the savior of London.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing.
I have found Samuel, your
I already expected the worst.
Yes, he is now.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause.
I have heard enough for today.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop, but...
I've no need for a kind ear, only a moment of peace in God's house.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel, for I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage.
Very well, priest.
Open your heart, my son.
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see.
She died because of me.
I have a final question for you, my son.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary.
You have been hurt, my son, and your burden...
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone.
All right.
remember you.
Fear, be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me, chose me.
As shall my children yet to come.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something...
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one. Shouldn't you go back?
Maybe later. But for now, I need to talk.
It's locked, all right. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Giant morgue disguised as a hospital. Nowadays.
On every street corner.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Good evening, Mr. Good.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
Jonathan, my sincere...
Your kindness.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the...
No, Jonathan.
But what if I was close to someone?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
Are we condemned to attend the funeral?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life.
I don't know what to expect.
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
Goodbye, Miley.
The city is more peaceful without the mob, but no less dangerous.
Goody.
I'd like...
What?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to...
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Nurse Bradley.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Nana.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time? That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Good evening, Doctor.
Doctor...
I know you're taking...
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have...
For God's sake, what do you think?
Irresponsible? I am to...
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt.
I'm quite...
Thank you for your...
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the guard.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news.
Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose.
Of course, you're right.
You mentioned a dead patient.
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet
Very well.
I know this place means something to you.
You need to know you can trust.
I do.
Please then, tell.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewens has...
Rest assured, I will
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard...
Very well. Since I brought Miss... Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Oh.
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm...
Jonathan,
Forgive me if I feel
I'm always here for you.
What do you know of Ascalon?
What more can you tell me?
He was bigger than a man. Huge.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter...
Now that's quite a question.
Is this a sign? The hand of God?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the Len.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear.
Have you embraced this woman?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I didn't.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich.
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst...
Thank you, ma...
the Lord commands you!
Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
Mark my words, miss. These murders are the work of a vampire.
Vampire? Whatever do you mean?
Good evening, Mr.
What? I'm a tracker of these creatures.
I found the location of the...
Really?
It's nothing, really.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to...
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me.
I sense your guilt.
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
You are guilty and you deserve no compassion.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until...
I want you to remember the...
No.
The victims.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse.
Why use a bomb?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol...
I'm looking for Mr. Sean...
I really don't know. I heard he...
Who could tell...
About the sad saint.
Goodbye.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed...
And what do you define as a stranger?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton. Vampire...
A vampire hunter?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic house...
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science!
What can you...
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh, boy.
It's impossible to protect.
But it's my duty.
So...
I patrol late at night.
Can I?
Actually, yes.
Are you asking me to paste...
If you wouldn't mind.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand...
Have you ever...
Of course I have. What?
Have you heard of...
Of course. They're dedicated...
So you hunt...
Vampires are just like every other...
Were you...
I did think about it, but I'm
looking for Sean Hampton.
The sad saint. He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really?
It's nothing personal, Doctor.
I could make you tell.
All I will...
Maybe at least...
Tell you what,
Go and chat with...
Goodbye.
Does it, boys? Filthy piece of shit!
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter. Seems like the guard of Pre-One is on Sean Hampton's trail, too.
Take your breath of this! Put an end to you! Die, vermin! Kill it all you deserve! Crush the leech, boys! Die, vermin! Burn it, boys! Leech! You leeches be killing! Bloody monster! Crush the leech, boys! Kill it all! Die, vermin! Disappear! Hey, the leeches! Burn it, boys! Oh, my!
This poor man has just been slaughtered by a vampire. The body's still warm.
All of you bloody leeches need killing!
I have this thirst for blood. It's locked.
What have we here? Lost your horse, Governor? Or are you just out of your mind?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I already took my medic.
I'm sorry.
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should cut...
An epidemic, you say?
It's locked, all right.
So, Dr. Tippett.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed.
Of course I do. I remember my name too.
I'm looking for a
Sean Hampton, you say?
Who are them?
Well, I heard about some...
What can you...
Oh, no.
Is...
My son is always here to take care of me.
Enid, have you really...
I've not seen Jack for so long.
Jack is dead.
Of course he's not. I've seen...
I found this watch.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Trinkets and possessions help us
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippett's?
Goodbye, Miss Gilligan.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Rest assured, I will help you, sir.
Ha! Your merchandise.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep...
Let me be frank.
Who the hell are you to...
I meant no offense, Mr. Knight.
And what should I do then, sir?
What can you tell me about the neighbor?
Not really. Miss Gillingham's...
How interesting.
Jack! Rumour has it he tried to tackle some...
Tell me about this crazy woman.
The poor woman's mad, all right.
Why not?
There's always the night asylum. Heard it's run by very...
There is no shame in asking for help, my boy.
I don't feel okay with...
I'm looking for Sean...
He's a caretaker.
Something like that.
Sorry.
Show me what you have to...
I know I've got something that'll strike your fancy. If not, I'll find you something.
Good evening.
There's no need...
Goodbye.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham. May I...
Of course. So,
Tell me, Enid.
I know I'm a burden to my Jack.
This is not your doing, Miss
Of course I don't, Doctor. I've done nothing.
Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
So,
Do you require...
I'm glad.
I'll try my best.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts.
I haven't seen young Sean around for a while.
I know I've got something that'll strike you. Fancy? If not, I'll find you something.
This is despicable. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan...
Good evening, sir. My name is
Have we met?
No. But I just...
That's quite...
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job.
I'm looking for...
What is it you want? Does he owe you money?
May I ask what...
I'm killing myself scraping for a living.
As I told you, I'm a doctor.
Oh, a doctor.
Why such hatred?
Course I am. Fuck, you're so
What can you...
Tell you what. Just...
If you have something to say...
Oh. You want information instead? Well, here's some for you. Giselle Paxton does not like you.
You don't know me, Miss Paxton.
Oh, you're mannered.
Oh no, Miss Paxton, you really don't.
All right.
Well, I'll leave...
Right, Mum. But it's not been that simple.
It's locked. It's locked. Locked. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks?
And what about you?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying...
I'm looking for
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night.
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke...
I see. Well, Miss...
Is it not...
As long as I have good legs, I can run away.
What can you tell me about...
It's just the nickname of Sean Hampton.
Are you...
Mr. Hampton's night asylum is our new home.
What can you tell me about this place?
It may be okay for a strong girl like me, but a dandy...
You really think...
No. I think you had better stay at...
Which?
Well, the gangs.
Well, I am not...
Glad to hear.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Come now, Lottie. There is still much work. You again.
You speak of strikes, and...
You bet I am.
Isn't the whole...
A few nights back, I lost the money my
What really happened?
I drank too much that night. Strange men saw me count the money in that bar. Some sort of militia in uniform.
You lost your job.
Those bastards really...
Well, I'll... It's locked, all right. This could be the public house Giselle Paxton mentioned. I should investigate further. Giselle's stolen money. Everyone has some unethical ways of financing their war.
You again.
I've identified the men who stood...
I knew it! Did you...
Yes, here it is. They thought...
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough...
Will you give the money back to your...
Fuck those bastards who fired me.
I know you were friends with Miss...
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighbour.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members...
Who can...
No one will ever know. One thing is certain.
Why does that...
I wish I had found the time and word.
Well, I'll... It's locked, all right.
Glad to...
Goodbye.
Your kind's not welcome here, sir.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Good evening.
Well, I could say the same about you, young man.
I'm Dr. John...
And I am Archer Woodbead. Please excuse my assertiveness.
I'm looking for a man...
The sad saint.
Interesting.
I spoke with him about my missing son a few days ago. I've not seen him since he was attacked by some drunk...
What can you tell...
People used to feel safer.
Missing the good...
Trust me, son. The longer you live, the less...
And what about the gang?
Back in my day, people trusted the Wet Boot Boys. We looked out...
You were a gang member?
I was their leader for a time, believe it or...
If you were such a respected figure...
You bet I do, but make no mistake.
Do you still know him?
Most of them are dead. I still give Miss Gillingham Sally...
Who would you...
The owner of the Turquoise Turtles.
Any remarkable...
Nobody. Well, there's that boy Rufus the Cursed.
I'm sure a district as colourful as the...
So, you are...
If you don't...
The sewer dog is a bitch. Appropriately...
Have you always...
It's not bitterness.
With everything that's happened recently.
A few nights...
Tell me about the Wet Boot.
We were there for the families and it...
You sound like you were some...
Yes! Nowadays, the comic...
Tell me everything...
Andrew never told me what they do. I do know they're vigilantes with military...
And what is your
Discard a pre-one is just another gang preying...
Why did your son really join the...
If I believed in a higher power...
You don't believe in God, though, do you?
Now I think about it. Andrew joined the...
So your son...
Not even a note.
Goodbye, sir. Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Reed.
You've never faced...
No, I'm not. I may...
Stop fooling yourself. You've never faced a...
Well, that's not true, sir. I've already faced one of these creatures.
Oh, really?
We...
What do you mean?
I entered the vampire's den. The stench was terrible. I was ready to kill it. But then I saw it. Just a suffering soul like...
Tell me about the vamp...
It was... She was a girl. Her body was a mess. I could see pus running from the deep wound. She was crying in pain.
You cared about her. That's...
Yes, but she was a truly evil creature. I'm haunted by the tragedies she caused.
I'm afraid your
It cost me good money to print those posters.
Did you really think the posters...
See the sad saint of the East End?
Tell me, Ichabod.
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicate...
Goodbye.
It didn't deserve this. You still what?
Miss
You better.
What?
We respect.
Were you aware of...
That's the first thing he told me when he offered me.
Did it surprise...
Not really. I was already a...
Most people would have run away.
Not me. I thought a man like...
Goodbye, Miss...
Welcome back, Doctor.
Tom, I need to...
I heard the sad saint was
I believe...
Oh, but...
Please.
Oh, I don't know.
The important thing...
Why not try...
Where is it?
It's in...
Why not leave town?
I grew up in the East End.
Do you think...
As long as...
Don't you...
I made...
Tell me about your arrest.
I tried to kill someone.
So you mean...
Yeah, why do you think this is the last pub open?
Do you think prison...
I don't know about...
But do you feel...
All I know...
You attempted...
I was given an order. An order to kill.
Why did you...
Because I finally felt useful. Do you have...
So you were ordered...
I don't know if you can possibly understand, but...
Why couldn't you shoot?
My target was eating in that fancy restaurant with mirrors and music. He was eating, drinking, laughing. He was having such a good time. I hated him for his bottomless appetite and easy luck.
You've had a sad, violent and lonely...
No, not really. I had friends and happiness in my life. That was more about just being pleased for the guy.
You lied to me, Tom.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards...
That was devious of you, Tom.
I apologize, Doctor, but...
Here is your booze.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when
Goodbye, Miss...
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Tell me, Sabrina.
He proves it to me every day. He tells...
And you don't think he might fall...
We can all do terrible things.
Goodbye, Miss Cap... Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
Do you know a man who lives...
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of...
Well, I don't think you should talk to him.
Thanks for the tip. You might want to...
So long. Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. It's locked.
What can I do for you?
I'm trying...
You talking about the one...
The very same...
I'm sorry.
Good...
Why the long face, Doctor?
It looks like we both have changed.
Put your faith in the Lord, Doctor. He has a plan for all of us.
Since you left Pembroke.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd.
Why return here? And what about William Bishop?
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze.
Wonders never cease. Scal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain?
Aren't you
We are blessed, Doctor.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink...
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood
hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So...
Why did you kill Miss Jones?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad.
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by...
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she...
But you were close to her.
Of course. But she was lost.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't...
Have a little faith, Doctor.
How do you plan?
Take this key of the old sewers.
Very well. You have...
I'll be here when you return. If you still...
Glad to see you.
Lottie.
Giselle killed her. Plain and simple. She killed her with her daily whims, her laziness, and her...
That's quite a statement.
Mother was very ill.
Perhaps your sister isn't...
I know that, and I don't blame her. It just makes me sad that my own sister is the person I understand...
Giselle is the only fact...
Sometimes words...
Lottie, tell me about the wet boot.
Edwina Cox wanted me to provide her with information about Mr. Hampton's resources.
Is that not...
Fuck them and their lies. They claim they protect the interests of the...
Are you sure you're not confusing current...
Don't try subtle wordplay with me.
Goodbye, Miss...
Come now, Lottie. Much work to do.
Yeah, people are still working at this time, while you're lot slurping soup before bed.
It's locked, all right.
You...
Giselle, I know you sleep.
He provided a roof for me and my sister.
Why is that?
He's always sad. Like he's about to cry. He's always asking us to get closer to God. And to give ourselves...
Giselle.
After our father died, Mother worked so...
Hell.
The three of us were exhausted and desperate.
You should talk to your sister.
I don't want to talk about that. It was years ago.
Well,
Yeah. Still working at this time, while you're lot slurping soup before bed.
It's locked. Good evening.
Doc.
Goodbye.